Hi everyone, it's 3 minutes past, so we'll make a start now. If anyone does join, then they can just pick up where we've got to. So welcome to this webinar about Microsoft 365, the ultimate solution for SMBs. Thank you for taking the time to join the webinar, and we really hope that it's going to be informative for you and useful as well. So a quick round of introductions. My name is Sean Ritchie. I'm one of the co-founders of Meritum Cloud. And my role is Cloud Technology Director. So I'm really focused on the technology side of things. And my role is about helping customers adopt technology that is the right fit for their business requirements. We've also got Marcin on the webinar today. He is one of our cloud engineers, so he will introduce himself.
Yeah, hello, my name is Marcin Chrzęs. I'm cloud engineer working in Meritum Cloud Services Center in Krakow. I am responsible for providing cloud solutions, technical support, and architecture design. Cloud solution is not only my work, but also my passion.
Excellent, thank you. So a little bit about Meritum Cloud. If you have been following us for a while, we were previously known as EUC Consulting. We've now rebranded to Meritum Cloud. But we were established in 2014, and our goal is about helping our customers realize the benefits of adopting cloud technology. We're a Microsoft Gold partner. That's something that we've achieved recently. It's not something that's easy to achieve, so we're very proud of that. So we're a gold partner. We're also silver partner in other competencies. We're also part of the Microsoft Cloud Solution Provider Scheme, and that makes us a one-stop shop for consultancy services, for engineering services, but it also allows us to sell Microsoft Cloud services directly to our customers. So that means we can sell Office 365, Microsoft 365, Azure Cloud services directly. And we're also partnered with other strategic vendors, and we've chosen those vendors because they fit very nicely with the cloud services that we sell from Microsoft. So the webinar will run today for about 45 minutes, and we'll have some time to answer your questions afterwards if you have any. If you just use the Q&A button within the Zoom webinar, just type any point during the webinar, just put your question in there, and then when we get to the end, we'll answer those questions hopefully for you. We're also going to be running some polls during the webinar, just a couple of short polls. That's really to get your feedback on how things are going in your business and the types of technology that you are currently using. So we'll let you know when we're running those very quick polls. So the agenda today, first of all, we're going to have a look at Microsoft 365 and why it's a right fit for small and medium-sized businesses. Marcin is going to tell us a bit about the different flavors of Microsoft 365 and try to give you some ideas about which one might be right for your business. Within the product suite, there's some great tools for security and compliance, and you know that's a very hot topic at the moment, so we'll be having a look at those tools and giving you an idea about how they can help you. And also, it's a great platform for team management and for collaboration. So we'll dig deeper into some of the features that allow your teams to work better together. Microsoft 365 is a fairly recent offering from Microsoft. Doesn't mean that the technology is new. It's just that it's a new suite of products that Microsoft has recently bundled together. And we find that a lot of our customers haven't necessarily heard of Microsoft 365. People know about Office 365, but it'd be great to just get your feedback on whether prior to this webinar you knew about Microsoft 365. So we'll just quickly run the first poll, and if you can we'll give you a couple of minutes just to answer this poll, and then we'll move on. Okay, excellent. That's great. So actually, it looks like a lot of you have heard of Microsoft 365. So that's really good. So maybe that brand awareness is really starting to come from Microsoft, and that's really good news because it's a really great suite of products. So within Microsoft 365 is actually Office 365 is included within the product suite. So we'll just run another quick poll just to find out about how many people have already adopted Office 365. Excellent, thanks for that. So it looks like most of you have already adopted Office 365, and that in no way means that you cannot move to Microsoft 365. The licenses are interchangeable, and you don't have to have all of your employees on Microsoft 365 or all your employees on Office 365. So you can mix and match between the suite of products. Obviously, if all of your employees are on Microsoft 365, you get benefit from the features that we're going to show you. So let's have a look about what Microsoft 365 is about, and some common trends in the modern workplace and the core principles that led Microsoft to create the Microsoft 365 suite. So Microsoft 365 is a complete intelligent solution for customers. And as I said, it includes Office 365, the EMS, so that's Enterprise Mobility and Security Suite, and a Windows 10 license for every employee that has that Microsoft 365 license. And it's about empowering employees to be productive and work together better, and obviously work more securely, which is key when you're using a cloud-based service. And it's an overarching brand across the Microsoft commercial audiences, from SMBs to enterprise. Obviously, within this webinar, we're focusing on SMB, but there is a version of Microsoft 365 for the enterprise. And the great thing about Microsoft 365 is it's just a single subscription, like you're all familiar with Office 365. So it's one subscription, one license that you pay on a monthly basis per user. And so that really allows you to scale up and scale down as you're used to with the Office 365 suite. So the trends in the workplace, and today the expectations, I think we're seeing a big change in the expectations at work, and the workforce is becoming much more diverse and much more mobile, and we definitely see a shift in the way our customers are working from routine tasks to much more an emphasis on critical thinking and productivity. Teamwork's definitely been increased, and organizations are much more networked, and that helps that people and information be much more discoverable. And the modern workplace is about giving your employees the tools that enables them to do their jobs seamlessly. And all these factors came into play when Microsoft decided to create the Microsoft 365 suite. So as I said, there's two different flavors of Microsoft 365. There's the enterprise version, and then there's the Microsoft 365 Business, which is designed for small and medium-sized businesses. And that brings together Office 365 and the device management and security solutions. And it's really best for businesses that don't necessarily have a large IT team or don't necessarily have a large on-premises dedicated IT infrastructure. And with the Microsoft 365 suite, Microsoft is trying to foster a new culture of work. And behind that new culture, there's 4 key principles. So it's about unlocking creativity, building a platform for teamwork. Integration is definitely key, and you've seen that across Office 365. It's such an integrated platform, and the same goes for Microsoft 365. And intelligent security to wrap around all of that. And they're all important components of Microsoft 365 value proposition for customers, and we'll just go into a bit more detail about each of them. So Marcin, if you could just tell us a bit more about the Microsoft 365 suite and how it helps employees be more creative.
Yeah, sure. So using Microsoft 365 in your organization allows your employees to be more creative. Microsoft 365 with components empowers your team to express their ideas more efficiently. Microsoft 365 aim is to provide tool for creators to do their best work, whether that is writing a term paper or drafting a business plan, crunching numbers of sales report, or building a predictive mode for game design and more. Unlocking creativity also requires that you know what is going on so you can build on the work of others. The magic is to utilize the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning to empower people to do things in ways they could not do before. Two examples of it is that with the new PowerPoint Designer, you can create beautiful slides using AI. With Delph, you can keep up with others and build on top of each other's ideas. Sean, could you elaborate on this, please?
Yeah, so the PowerPoint Designer, if you haven't tried it before, is a very cool feature within PowerPoint, and that uses Microsoft AI to give you ideas about how you can better design your slides based on the content that you're putting into them. So that's a very cool feature. And Delve again uses Microsoft AI, and the Delve is a feature that you will see in SharePoint Online, and it allows you to see what documents your colleagues are working on, which documents are the most popular, and obviously you're only going to see the documents that you have permission to see. So it's based around what you can see, what your colleagues are doing, and really what's most popular in your organization. And it's really useful to have a look what everybody else in your company is doing. So Microsoft 365 is built for teamwork, and all teams are unique and have different needs. And it requires that all workers have a universal toolkit for collaboration. And it's about giving teams a choice and giving them ownership of how they work together and how they collaborate with each other. And Microsoft Teams makes it easier for teams to connect, and that's teams of all sizes. So Microsoft Teams allows you to do one-to-one conversations, but even do a broadcast to your whole company. So a very recent feature, I think it might still be in preview, is you can run webinars similar to this one across your whole business using Microsoft Teams. So that's something that you'll start to see coming out in the product very soon. And 365 has a broad set of apps and services that make working and collaborating on docs and sharing files seamless across any device. And it is really about, Microsoft is really about any device now. It's not just about working on Windows anymore. And Teams is at the center of all of this, and it's the central hub for teamwork, and it enables your employees to work together, to work with others, and it's not just about within your organization, it's also about working with external organizations as well. And it's also, while doing all of that, while keeping the information secure, and avoiding data leakage, which is something that nobody wants. So it's I think it's quite good actually. If you don't know Microsoft Teams, it's quite good just to actually see it, because obviously to get a visualization of it is much better. So if you're not familiar with Teams, this is really what the kind of Teams window looks like, and it's something that we use day in, day out. Really, we're just using it all day long. And and here you can see you've got on the left, you've got your team channels here. You've got individual chats, so you can have one-to-one and group chats there. And the great thing about team channels is at the top, you've got these tabs where you can see all the files that have been shared within this particular team conversation. And then along the top here, you can actually add as many tabs as you want, and they can be, that can open up a Word document, it can open up a website, and they've also got a concept of connectors, which is something that Slack has as well. And connectors is about linking Teams with other applications. So you can link Teams to Twitter, you can link Teams to Slack. Even we've linked Teams to Zoom, so you can start a Zoom meeting, or you could send a tweet directly from within Teams. And as I said earlier, it's it's a kind of unified experience across all devices. So you've got Teams on your desktop, you've got Teams in a browser if you can't install it for some reason, you've got Teams on your mobile, on your tablet, and it's the same experience across all those devices, which is definitely key. The tools should not get in the way of what your employees are doing. It's about enabling your employees. So Martin's just going to talk about the integration of the Microsoft 365 products.
Yeah. I suppose nobody likes working with complex IT that creates poor experience for users and IT admins. Microsoft 365 provides an integrated experience for both parties. Microsoft 365 ensures that IT management is streamlined across users, devices, applications, and services. What it means for your IT is that they can manage the entire platform from a single web-based console. For your users, it means they are set up in minutes rather than hours, can immediately get access to all the application and data securely from any device. Altogether, Microsoft 365 saves time and money and offers a new, improved way of working. But what about thinking security, Sean?
Yep, so security, when you're adopting cloud, it's one of the major concerns for businesses is security. And the cyber threat landscape is continuing to evolve all the time, and it's something that businesses need to stay on top of. And those security challenges are definitely real for IT, and they can have a real impact on the individuals and businesses. There's so many stories in the news of data leakage and how that affects a business and reputation. And according to a recent survey, information loss is now one of the most expensive consequences of cybercrime, and that's closely followed by business disruption and loss of employee productivity. So we're just going to quickly run another poll, which is just about your data security concerns and whether really you're concerned about data leakage or whether you've got everything in place in your organization to deal with that. So I'm just going to run that poll very quickly now. Okay, excellent. So it does, it does look like a lot of people are concerned about data leakage, and that's definitely what we're hearing from our customers as well. And at the moment, it's one of the main things that people are asking for from the Microsoft 365 suite is a solution to deal with that. And Microsoft leverages trillions of data signals and the power of something that they've created called the Microsoft Security Graph with machine learning, and they use that to identify, block, and tackle malware and hacking threats. And really, Microsoft is unique in the way that they can protect the physical layer, the network layer, the infrastructure, and the applications, because they have really control on the whole suite. And they do it really with one of the most compliant infrastructures that is around, and adhering to all the industry standards and best practice as well, which is extremely important for customers. So Martin is just going to talk about which is the right version of Microsoft 365 for your particular business.
Yeah, there is a few different options of Microsoft 365. Which one is right for your business depends on multiple factors. But let's look at what version Microsoft 365 are available and what they offer. So Microsoft 365 offers us 3 different versions. If you're a small or medium business with less than 300 employees, then the Business Edition is a perfect choice. The E3 and E5 editions are dedicated to enterprise-scale organizations. Now, let's talk about the differences between the versions. For comparison, we have also added the Office 365 Business Premium, as a lot of businesses have already invested in this productivity platform. As you can see, the core features are the same for both Office and Microsoft 365. This includes installable Office applications such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for up to 5 devices, including PCs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Also, a part of your subscription, you get cloud-based mail with 50 gigabytes mailbox limit per user and 1 terabyte of storage on OneDrive. Collaboration and productivity services such as SharePoint, Teams, and Planner are also included here.
Yep, thanks for that. I mean, I think it's something that not necessarily every business is aware of who are adopting Office 365 or Microsoft 365, but you can actually have Office on up to 5 devices for every user that's licensed, and that really allows them to work across any device.
Yep. So now let's see in which area Microsoft 365 outperforms Office 365. The key difference is the possibility to upgrade from your previous version of Windows to the latest Windows 10 release. The option being Business, Pro, and Enterprise Edition. Microsoft 365 also offers features that simplify the IT management and improve security of your devices and data. Security was already covered by Sean a few minutes ago, but a little options here we have there is that threat protection, which protects endpoints from cyber threats, detects advanced attacks, and improves security posture. A web-based console where you can manage your whole organization from one place. Autopilot deployment, which boosts deliver pre-configured computers for your users. Automatic Office Suite deployment is another option which is only available in Microsoft 365. And security features like data protection and safety access are also all available in Microsoft 365.
Thanks. We are just going to run the last poll now, and this poll is about mobile device management. So if you're not aware of what that is, mobile device management is really about securing your company data on mobile devices, which may be company owned, but they may actually be bring your own devices, employee owned devices, and it's really about making sure that your business data does not get lost if somebody loses a mobile phone or a tablet, or if they leave the business. So I'm just quickly going to run that poll now. If you could just answer this last poll, that would be great. Okay, excellent. Thanks very much for that. So it looks like MDM features are, something that everybody is looking for within the Microsoft 365 suite. Martin briefly talked about Autopilot there, which is a great feature of Microsoft 365, and that allows you to get a device directly from a manufacturer, and your employee can sign into that device without your IT having to do anything on that device before giving it to them. So they will sign into that device. It will automatically be enrolled in Microsoft 365. The correct software is going to get pushed down to that device, and the correct security policies are going to get pushed down to that device. So it's about a really kind of like a zero-touch deployment of Windows-based devices. So Autopilot is quite popular. So Martin's just going to talk about the security and compliance tools within the Microsoft 365 suite.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look under the hood and see how different Microsoft 365 features can increase efficiency in a day-to-day business. How to work more effectively, do more at the same time, and do not think about business security a lot. Microsoft 365 has some tools, and I want to tell you about some tricks how to use them. Start with Intune. So it's a mobile device management platform, as Sean mentioned about it, which allows you to manage all endpoint devices in your organization and application. Specifically, you can control operating system and security settings, which application your user can run, and make sure your devices are compliant and have the latest updates. Another great feature from the IT perspective is a Windows Autopilot. I will repeat some things like shown. So this tool enables IT administrator pre-configure new devices to achieve the seamless first-time setup experience for your users. In addition, you can use Windows Autopilot to reset and repurpose devices. This solution enables the IT department to achieve the above with little to no infrastructure to manage in a process that's easy and simple. From the user perspective, it only takes a few simple clicks to make their device ready to use. The user just needs to provide the credentials and to be connected to the internet, and their laptop or PC will start configure itself. Also, hardware vendors such as Dell and HP now support Autopilot. This means the devices can leave the factory already pre-configured to download your custom baseline policy during the first time setup. Yeah, for some time now, GDPR has been one of the hottest topics around. If that's something that has been on your mind, Microsoft 365 comes with some features and services that will help you with your GDPR compliance. One of them is a Microsoft Hello, which allows your IT to manage device login procedures in a safe and efficient way by using face recognition. This means no username and password are needed to log in into Windows anymore. Another useful feature is Conditional Access. This service allows IT administrator to control who, when, and from which device can access business mail and other 365 services. Multi-factor authentication has been the best practice for a while now, and Microsoft 365 provides the capability out of the box. It allows the use of mobile phones as tokens, providing an additional layer of the security for your business application and data. And we have got Microsoft Intune, which we have already discussed.
Yep, thanks for that. Yeah, multi-factor authentication, I mean, it's something which is in the Office 365 platform. If you're not using it, you should definitely turn it on. It's free, and it's in Office 365 and Microsoft 365. And it is really one of the highest recommendations in terms of security for using these platforms. And conditional access is something that we see a lot of customers adopting, and that really allows you to put some controls about where your employees can log in from, the types of things they can do when they log in, and you know, blocking certain types of devices if they're not company enrolled devices. So that conditional access, again, it's included in the suite, and it's something that everybody should look at adopting.
Exactly. As we already learned, Microsoft 365 changes the way both IT team and employees work on a daily basis. On this slide, I've picked up my 5 favorite features and benefits of Microsoft 365. The first one is a single web-based console for managing the solution. From user creation to application deployment, I can do all of that from a single browser window. Another feature that saves a lot of time when provisioning a new user is automated software installation using Intune. All pre-approved applications that are specific to an employee or a department get pushed down onto the endpoint device for immediate use. To ensure business data is safe to an IT managed and backup location, I can configure an Intune policy that enforces users to save data to the cloud storage like OneDrive. That way, documents and data are immediately ready for other employees to work on. And another feature that simplifies IT operation is update management. I can now use Intune to download, approve, and install updates for both Microsoft products and third-party applications from a single console. And finally, Microsoft 365 supports hybrid implementation for business running Active Directory locally. This allows your existing IT infrastructure to be integrated with Azure Active Directory for resilience and manage local environment by Intune and web-based console also. Sean, what about collaboration?
Yeah, so the Microsoft 365 platform, a big part of it is about collaboration. And collaboration in today's workplace is vital, and more employees are starting to work remotely, and often teams are more distributed. We're a distributed team, and we use all these features every day. And Microsoft 365 has that in the platform, and it enables your teams to work better together, and really just be able to do their jobs, and it provides them with the tools to do that. So you have an easy web-based portal for management. You have the wizard-driven step-by-step instructions, and you've got features which are easy to set up and easy to use, and it really helps your business focus on their customers and doing what your business does rather than learning about IT.
And of course, you have flexibility. So Microsoft 365 is a super flexible platform. It's available as a monthly or annual subscription, and you can add or remove users in line with your business needs. With the license covering up to 5 different devices per user, your employees get a constant user experience regardless whether they work on laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Microsoft 365 allows you to mix different subscriptions depending on your business requirements. For example, if you are using Office 365 subscription for users and want to start Microsoft 365 Business subscription for some of them, you can easily do it. So Microsoft 365 is a great example of a digital workspace solution that enables employees to work from anywhere and on any device. That way they can work better and serve your clients better. And Sean will talk a little about collaboration, simplify collaboration.
Yeah, mentioned collaboration quite a number of times through the webinar. And the kind of collaboration features, we've obviously talked about Teams. Teams has the video conferencing built into it now. A lot of you might know Skype for Business for video calls and video conferencing, and Microsoft are really moving all those features from Skype for Business into Teams, and eventually I think we'll see Teams really taking over from Skype for Business. Already things like PSTN calling, so being able to make calls directly from Teams to a landline or mobile is now possible. And when it comes to collaborating on documents, you can actually all be working on the same document at the same time, and you can see in real time the edits that other people are making, and you can also see who's working in that document, and then you can start a chat or start a meeting or a video call with that person directly from Word or PowerPoint, wherever you're working from. So it's not about switching to another tool, it's about integration and being able to use the tool that you're working with to do everything that you need. It's also about sharing documents with your employees, with your colleagues, and with your customers, and sharing it more safely. So the old way of doing things is email attachments. Obviously, email attachments are, you can send around a document, multiple people can make changes on that, they're all out of sync. Or if, for example, you decide actually something in that document is actually sensitive and I shouldn't have sent it out, then if it's an attachment, you're kind of stuck. You can't really do anything. Whereas if you use the sharing features of SharePoint and OneDrive, you have the controls which allow you to stop people from accessing that document later if you decide to do that. But also it means people that are making changes on that document are not going to be editing multiple different copies. So these are just some of the collaboration features that are available in the Microsoft 365 platform. So that's really the end of the webinar now. So we'll just quickly see if there's been any questions. There's no questions at the moment, so if you have any questions, feel free just to put them in the Q&A box there. It's all anonymous, so feel free to ask whatever you want. If for some reason, here we go. Does MDM support iPhone? Yes, so iPhones can be enrolled with Intune. It depends. So with the mobile device management, you've got two ways of controlling devices. So you can actually manage the whole device, which tends to be something that you do if it's a corporate-owned device. If it's a bring your own device, then really what you'd want to do is called mobile application management. So simply managing the applications that are relevant to your organization on that device, and you can put controls around whether people can save data to the device or not, which is something you'd want to block, whether they can copy text in and out of, say, Word into another app on the iPhone, and that's what you can do with the mobile application management controls in Intune. So yes, the iPhone definitely supported. Any other questions at all? Okay. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. That's fine. If after the webinar you think of something, you will have our details, which will come up at the end of the webinar, which you can, at any time send us a question. We'll be more than happy to answer it for you. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch the webinar today.
There is another question, Sean.
Yeah, just seen that come in. Let me just quickly have a look.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the question was, how does this fit in with Dynamics 365? It's a good question, and it's not something that I can answer myself. Dynamics 365 is not something we are doing right at the moment. Marcin, I don't know if you know about how Dynamics fits in with Microsoft 365.
If I could remember, there is a different subscription for Dynamics 365 when you're using Microsoft 365.
It's I don't think it's included in any of the suites, is it?
Yeah,
Dynamic.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's a separate suite. Dynamics is a very large product in itself, and it tends to be quite specialist businesses that do Dynamics 365 implementation. But it's something we can look into and get back to you with an answer. There's another question about MDM. So I think the question is about whether you can stop somebody unenrolling a managed mobile device in Android. And I think might be one we need to clarify, but I remember another particular customer site where we were doing Intune MDM. I think they did have a problem about the fact that users could unenroll Android devices, and I think with all the mobile platforms, the difficulty is often what the particular vendor makes available to the manufacturer of the MDM system in terms of the controls that they can put in place. So Apple have a very good platform for MDM. Android, there's obviously many different flavors of Android across the different devices. So I think Android is much more difficult platform to work with, but we can verify that and get back to you as well. Okay, looks like no other questions right now. So thank you for attending the webinar. We'll be releasing the recording of the webinar, so you should get that in an email shortly afterwards. You're welcome to share that with anyone else that you think might be interested. It's available as a cloud-hosted recording, so you can send the link to anyone that you think might be interested, and they will just need to register to be able to watch that webinar. So you can find out more about us on our website, which is meritum.cloud. If you have any questions, feel free to email myself, which is sean.ritchie@meritum.cloud. And we are also on all the social media platforms. If you search for Meritum Cloud, you'll find us. So it would be great if you follow us as well. And we're posting lots more useful information, and there will be following follow-up webinars and surveys that you might find useful as well. So thanks very much again, and really hope this webinar was useful for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.